So, just taking a deep breath and being here together. This time of year, it can start to feel long with the cold. There is some hope. You can see it's sunny, today, which is really nice. But also, I think in this season, especially with January, and a lot of people wanting to gung ho, growth or goals, or this can just be like a sticking point. Um, and so I think yoga can serve us really well because one, we can care for that part of us that maybe we haven't realized is kind of sad about just, that hope for spring that hasn't happened, or um, just powering through hard events. And we can also strengthen in a very intentional way towards our best version of us. So it doesn't have to do with changing us at all. It's more about caring for our true selves and becoming the best version, opening ourselves up to actually be more of who we are. So whether that resonates or not, I think this practice will just be nice to help ground us, comfort us, and then also physically strengthen and create flexibility. So thanks so much for coming. Let's start in child's pose. I think that's going to be a great way to begin today. So your knees could be together or separated. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow yourself to sink back and rest all of your weight into the mat. So take a nice deep exhale, mindfully letting go and feeling heavier. And then as you inhale, let's start just with physical sensation. So breathing in, feel your belly expand. Feel how that stretches your back. Just feel the energy or the coolness of the air against your mouth. And as you exhale, feel the softening, the loosening, the weight of your belly sinking into your legs. So do a couple more where you're just watching your breath. You're feeling it in your body in a more mindful way than maybe a few moments ago. And then I want you to scan through your body and just notice how you're feeling. So start at your fingertips and scan inch by inch through your body. And notice if any muscle is aching or tense. Notice if anything feels still or energized. I want you to just notice how you're doing so you can care for yourself. And once you got through your whole body, come back to your breath and just feel it rise and fall. The miracle of being breathed. And then staying as you are with your eyes closed, I want you to envision, if it feels comfortable, the best you. Maybe there was a season in your life that you did feel most like yourself, or maybe it's just a version of you in the future. And if you're able to, hold that picture of you in mind, your best version. How do you feel? Are you patient, confident, gentle, or strong? And there's no right answer. Simply allow yourself to be exactly who you are. And if it helps, add some tangibles. How do you look? What is your face saying? Is there a certain texture to your clothes or a space that you love to be in? And I want you to just take 2 to 3 more breaths and simply hold that in your mind. Without a vision, we just drift in life. So allow yourself to have a vision, to have somewhere that you continue to develop your body and your spirit in becoming. Not changing you, simply developing you. And one more deep breath. And now just allow yourself to sink into the exhale and just be. You can let go of that effort. Just allow yourself to feel free for a moment. And then one more movement here. Simply bend your elbows and touch your back. And just take 2 or 3 breaths. So just adding that little gentle touch of care. You can also use your fingers to massage your neck if that helps in that pose. Excellent. So let your hands go, and then we'll inhale, come on up to all fours. So maybe just allowing your body to wake up again. So bring your knees right underneath the hips, the wrists under the shoulders. Doing 2 cat-cows. Inhale, lift the chin and tail. See if you can really open the spine. And then exhale, tuck your chin, round your back. And again, you could wiggle to open the vertebrae. So one more time. As you extend, see if your chin can also be tucked a little bit so that your spine feels long in the neck. And then last time, rounding in your cat, enjoying it, letting yourself be. And tuck your toes, and when you're ready, lift your hips and come to your downward dog. And just take a deep breath, allowing yourself to exhale, your face to soften. Nice deep breath. And you can take your shoulders and see if you can roll them together in your back so it feels like you're spinning your armpits out. Awesome. And then feel your hands. And as you breathe, I want you to really ground them. So just feel the connection with the ground. You're steady. You're here. And now do the same with your feet. Can you feel each toe spread and ground? Take one more deep breath, just feeling this in your body, the open heart you made, the grounded hands and feet. And now listening to your body, what would feel great? So take a moment to maybe bend a knee, extend the opposite heel to stretch your calf, or rock side to side, whatever you need. Yes, allow your body to wake up. And give yourself permission again to be exactly as you are. So remember, you are good. You're just uncovering the best version of you. And then one more deep breath and come back to center. We're going to take our last breath here, thinking about extending the tail up and head down. So just see how long you can feel in your torso. Awesome. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, bend the knees, shift the eyes to the hands, and then walk to the front of your mat. And allow yourself to forward fold. And you can just shake it out. Yes and no with the neck, roll the shoulders, wiggle the hips. What would feel great? Again, listen to your wise body. And I'll come to steady, and we're going to use our breath for a moment. So breathe in, feel your back loosen. And as you exhale, see if you can deepen your stretch. So your head gets heavier, hips get lighter. So let's try that just one more time. Breathe in, feel the belly expand, stretching the back. And then exhale, allow your spine to take it deeper. Great job. Knees bend a lot. Lift the eyes to get your blood flow going. And then inhale and rise up. And reach as tall as you'd like. Extended mountain. And exhale, hands come down. So awesome job. All right, let's find our first mountain. And hopefully that mindfulness practice helped. And if not, you just let it go and you simply be with yourself. So let's find our feet first. So spread the toes. Lift and lengthen your heels back if that helps you. I always like the way that elongates the foot. And then soften your knees. Feel as your toes and heels dig down, your ankle opens. And with your soft knees, you can extend up more through the crown of the head. So try to find that. It'll feel like your belly lifts to extend your spine. Roll the shoulders back, similar to downward dog. And now take your ribs and hug them in. So that supports your spine front and back. And now hands, what would help you in this day? It might be hands open next to you to be receptive and open to hearing what you need. Might be one hand on your heart, one on your belly to just be present with you in a caring way. Or maybe hands to prayer to focus inward. So whatever you need. And then take one deep breath. Allow yourself to feel the ground as you exhale. And then on these next 2 breaths, just notice how are you doing? And is there something that you want to focus on in this practice? Something you want to develop or to cultivate towards that uncovered self that you're seeking. So once you have that in mind, breathe it in on the next inhale. Hold it in the body. And then exhale, let go of whatever it is that isn't serving you. And you can open the eyes and they'll start to flow. So inhale, reach up. And here, if you want your little back bend, you can take it tail back, heart up. And then exhale and dive down. Allow yourself to fold, knees soft. Hands to shins or under the toes. Inhale, flat back, extend. And make it feel good. Stretch your back. And then exhale and let it go. Knees bend, step your right leg back this first time, and we'll find our low lunge. So move your knee and heel around until they're lined up and in the direction of your middle toes. Then same with the back knee. Can you line it up with your toes? That might feel like activating the outside of your back thigh to turn the knee out, or the opposite way. So just lining up knees and toes. And now take a deep exhale. Can you let go of something that doesn't have to be tense? So just notice how you're using your energy. And now that you have more to give, take your left hand and inhale, reach it up into a twist. And exhale, take your shoulders back so that your heart can spread. And I want you to be mindful what happened to your knees. Did they rock out of alignment with the toes? See if you can bring them back. Yes. And now one more deep breath. Simply be expansive. Can you expand in all directions? And then exhale, hand comes back to the floor. Knees bend, step back to your downward dog. And give yourself permission to just be. So if you ever want child's pose, drop the knees, shift back, or anywhere in between. This whole hour is a way to care for and strengthen your body. So allow it to have the biggest voice. Now take a breath and see if you can, again, soften something that doesn't have to be tense. How can you make it feel a little bit better for you? And from that strong space, inhale, you can pull your body forward if you like coming through plank. So it's all optional. And you can be kneeling or lifted with the knees. We're going to pause and find our strength. So see if you can expand even in this pose. Head to heels, growing, so it'll feel like your belly lifts. And now shoulders, take them back behind you and hug the ribs in. And I know it's tough, so can you take one deep breath and maybe bring in your intention. Bring it back here. And then as you exhale, slowly let yourself lower the whole way to the mat. You did great. Point the toes back and inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, let it go. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So let's inhale, lift, and see if we can find a little more alignment. So chin tucks, so you have a long neck. And then your tail, can you take it out and towards your heels? So it's a lot of low belly that comes up. And then exhale, let it go. And this last time, it's all you. So just inhale, lift, and make it feel as strong, as open, and free as can be. And then exhale, let it go. Great job. Tuck the toes. Push and pull back to downward dog or child's pose. And allow yourself to relax into it. See if you can spin the armpits out again like you did at the start. See if you can soften the knees, let your tail lift even more. And if you're super flexible, also think about hugging in the ribs. You look great. Can you take one more deep breath? And what would help you feel centered? Maybe it's bringing back that vision or just letting go of something tense. And then when you're ready, breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees, step the right leg forward, and we'll find our low lunge. So give yourself the time and space that you need to realign your knees with your toes. And then see if you can start that expansion here, head to back heel. If you think about lengthening those points, do you feel your back hip lift? You look good. All right, let's take our right arm. Inhale, reach it up. So find your twist. And then you can roll the shoulders back and locate your knees again. Line them up with the toes and feel how that helps your joints open safely and strong. And then one more deep breath, all 5 directions. Can you really reach and extend through your limbs and your head? And then exhale, hand comes down. Awesome. Bend the knees, step forward, and allow yourself to relax. So this time, if you like, you can bend your elbows and hug your arms. Give yourself soft knees so that your back and your joints can loosen and lengthen and your blood can flow. And then take 1 or 2 deep breaths and simply see where you can take the pose. Just allow yourself to be. And then let your arms go. Bend the knees a lot, lift the eyes, and inhale, rise up. And make it your straight or bent. If you do the back bend, tail back, knees bent. One more deep breath, staying and just extending. Help your body grow. And exhale, hands come back to the heart. Awesome job. So let's find our feet again. So it's okay if we walk away from it. It's always about creating a new muscle memory. So reposition your feet until they feel long and you can ground your toes, your heels. Reposition the knees, let them shine in the direction of the toes. See if you can lengthen head to tail. And now also see if you can open your 2 hip points. So it's so subtle, it's just a little bit of a core work that helps you feel more open in front. And then same with the heart. We'll open the heart by taking the shoulders back. And where would you like your hands at this moment in class? Find that space that's going to be most beneficial for you. And take 2 deep breaths. How do you feel now versus the first time you did mountain? Maybe practice gratitude for what you're developing. Your practice does change you. And then one more deep breath, just breathing in where you're focusing, that vision you're headed towards. Breathing out, letting go of something if you like. And when you're ready, inhale, we'll rise again. So a nice deep reach, inhaling up. And then exhale, diving down. Feel the freedom. Give yourself freedom in your practice. Hands to shins, you're under the toes. And inhale, lengthen in a way that feels great, flat back. And exhale, let it go. Knees bend, and your left leg is going to step back here the first time. Now reposition until you feel really good about where your knees are in line with your toes. So they're nice and parallel. And then ground all 10 toes. So we're going to come to a high lunge. So I just want you to feel the feet first. And then you can loosen the fingers and inhale, rise up. So nice and strong. Yes. And then exhale, take the time you need. If you feel like your feet are too far apart, too close together, reposition. So you'll know that by your knees being closer to you than your ankles, and they're lining up with the toes. And then as you exhale, I want you to see if you can soften something that doesn't have to be tight. So maybe your toes are gripping more than they need to, or you feel like your tail is kind of coming in. See if you can loosen that out, loosen the jaw, the cheeks, the face. And then this is a great one. So holding our bodies in a posture changes the way we feel. It's amazing how you're made. So I want you to feel the energy in your fingers opening. You can even open the hands a little wider than normal if that feels good. And feel the strength in the legs, energizing out the back heel, the front knee. And then as you breathe, I just want you to breathe that cultivating energy of what you're focusing on. You are becoming stronger, more flexible physically in this pose, but is there anything else that you want to draw into the way that you feel here? So maybe in those first few moments when you visualized your future self, maybe bring those words in, whether it's confident or kind, balanced, peaceful. So just take another moment to allow yourself to breathe and create a new adjective in your muscle. And then when you're ready, warrior 2. So we're going to inhale, reach up, and exhale, open. So take the time again to reposition. Your right toes are pointing out to the right, and you'll line up the knee with them, knee behind the ankle, right above. And then the left toes and knees shine in the same direction forward. Yeah. And then arms out when you're ready. So take a nice deep breath, and let's start with the feet here. So ground all 10 toes. Then feel the outer edges of your heels, push them down. And without much effort, I simply want you to feel the connection to the ground. So a very simple mindfulness trick is if you feel a physical sensation, it'll naturally start to calm you because your mind just drifts away from all the made up worries or future events. So one more moment, just feeling the feet. And now let's add that expansiveness. So see if you can expand head and tail. So you feel like your tail is dropping, your head is lifting, hips opening, arms reach. So allow all of your points to rise and reach. One more deep breath, just filling the whole room. And before we come out of it, we're going to transition through extended warrior. So inhale, reach forward, and allow your right elbow to just come to your thigh and left arm overhead. So if you want more, you come deeper. And the goal is eventually to not put a lot of weight on the right arm if you don't want to, if you want to create that core strength, but it's not necessary. And now to extend here, take your right hip and think about it going back to your left heel. And one more deep breath. Yes, you look great. And exhale, hands come down. Awesome job. Back heel lifts, breathe in. Exhale back to downward dog. And take a break. Take a nice deep breath. And maybe that was a lot of work for your mind and your body. So notice, how do you feel here? Keep cultivating that relationship with yourself, where you're caringly noticing what gets risen up, and maybe even when things pass. So take one more deep breath, just noticing how your body's doing, adjusting how you need. And then with your strong hands, inhale forward to your plank if you'd like to flow through. Shoulders, let them kiss behind, opening the heart, and then ribs, let them hug in. Breathe in. And exhale, slowly lower halfway or all the way. So let your body pick. And then inhale up to up dog or baby cobra. Take one more breath in your pose, shine your heart open. And then exhale back to your downward dog or child's pose. And take a restful breath. One more. What would feel restful to you? Inhale. And exhale, bend the knees and set the left leg forward this time. So you're on your opposite side. And we're going to find our low lunge first. So I want you to lengthen all 10 toes. And then find your left heel, both edges of it. And see how active you can make your feet. And then once you feel grounded, start to lighten the fingers. And when you're ready, inhale and rise up. And take as much movement or time as you'd like to find where you feel best in the legs. So your poses are allowed to look different than anyone else's. So give yourself a chance to move around. And then exhale, drop the tail out of the body, lift the crown of the head up, hold the lower rib in, and just feel the strength of the pose. Feel your arms extended. And here, without actively giving yourself any goal, I just want you to feel the pose in your body. What's it like? How do you feel? And there's no right or wrong. Just allow yourself to be and to feel heard within. That right now you're listening to your body, noticing how it feels. And one more breath. You've got it. You look great. And now we'll inhale, rise up, and exhale, open to warrior two. So take some time. Bend your left knee. Extend your right knee, but it's still soft. And guide the knees in the direction of the toes on both sides. And then see what your body wants here. Maybe it's tired and you want to have straighter legs. Or maybe you want to go a little bit deeper because you feel like you want to cultivate strength and your body has energy to do that. And then once you've found where you feel best, let's elongate. So again, thinking about your tail going down, back of the head lifting. So I know it's funny, I touch those areas a lot, but if you try it, it's like a little bit of biofeedback that you notice those points. It's like, oh, I can extend them. So you can always try that. And then ribs hug in, heart opens, and arms extend. And here, take a nice deep breath. And you've been working hard. So give yourself that ability to almost rest in the pose again, where you don't have a goal, you're simply being. So add that extension where you're extending out every single limb. And I simply want you to notice how you're doing. Notice what it's like to be you in this pose, in this moment, in this day of your life. So take a couple deep breaths, simply allowing yourself to be. And then on this next breath, one more question. Just notice if there's anything you need and allow yourself to find that. You did awesome. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can reach towards the left, and we're going to drop the left elbow and reach the right arm over. So again, reposition so you feel good. If your legs are too wide, too close. And then see if you can take the left hip towards the right heel to elongate your left side waist. Yes. Now 2 deep breaths. Can you relax around the jaw, the collarbone, anything at all that doesn't need to be tense? Use your energy for good. And 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, hands come to the mat, knees bend, and we'll step forward. Allow yourself to relax and just shake it out. A new variation, if you like, you can bend your knees and hold behind them and give yourself a nice big hug. The deeper you bend the knees, the more you can round your back and get different stretches. So play with the knee bend. And take 1 or 2 more deep breaths. Simply allow yourself to be present with your body and your spirit. And then gently let the hands go. Lift the eyes first, bend the knees, and inhale, rise up. And what would feel great? Go ahead and find that. And then exhale and hands will come back down. All right, so allowing ourselves to warm up our hips and our thighs a little bit more here standing. We're going to balance for a bit. So find somewhere for your eyes to gaze at, because that really does help to calm and ground you. It's amazing, again, how we're made. So open the eyes, find somewhere to look. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just promise to the body that whatever happens is great and you're grateful. And then shift your weight over to your left leg so that we can make the right leg light this first time. So as you look down, just bend your left knee and line it up with the toes again. So that's going to be your goal throughout, even as we shake. And then we'll take the right leg back for a dancer's pose. So hold on to the ankle. Another option is if you like to put your thumb on your big toe, you can do that. But either way, I want you to find a place where you can still line up the right knee and the right toe. So that alignment principle goes no matter where our body is in space. And now let's elongate the spine, a very gentle back bend. I want you to take your tailbone back and then inhale your heart up through the back of the neck. So feel how your back is going to arc just a little bit. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you can reach forward and find your full dancer's pose. So here, see if the back foot feels flexed, and really flex it to hold it in place. And then your right hip, see if you can level it out towards the mat. And left hand, if you want to try, you can take it onto your back and just let it rest onto your low back. So a little variation, just opening your heart a little more. Soft left knee. In this moment, what do you need to hear? That you're good, that you're thankful you're trying, that this matters. Find your phrase and go for 1 more breath. And then gently inhale and lift. And if you can, keep the foot so you don't have to. You can take a touchdown. And we're going to take the right foot forward now, bend the left knee, and just simply put your foot across your thighs. You're going to keep it flexed so the toes and knee still lined up. And then you'll take your hips back. So you're in a powerful pose or thunderbolt, that's sitting in a chair feeling. And then inhale. If you want, arms are going to lift. So allow yourself to find an extended 1-leg chair. And take 1 more deep breath. You've got it. Drop the tail. And then inhale and come on out of it. And great job. Rock it out. So you can even roll your wrists, even though you didn't use them much. It feels freeing. And then roll your ankles. Maybe even push your toes down. And we go back and forth, especially your standing left leg. Awesome. All right, so 1 cleansing breath in between. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, dive down, bending the knees. Let that side go. Inhale, lift vertebrae by vertebrae. This side, brand new. You rise and let yourself have a new start. Okay, so awesome. Second side. So again, find your focus. If there's somewhere that really helped you stay steady, maybe look at that. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, shift your body weight over to the right foot. Soften the knees and start to lift your left leg gently. We're going to reach for the ankle or the big toe again. And then we stay standing for a little bit. So as you stand, flex your foot on the left side, guide your knee and toes to line. Right knee, give it a little softness. Let's find that gentle back bend. I always like that little start. It just helps the spine. So tail goes back, crown of the head lifts up and back, heart opens. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can reach out. So you push the foot into the hand and you reach your right arm forward. And then breathe. See if you can line up your left hip towards the mat. And right arm, if you like, reach it around and let it rest on your back again. And here in this very challenging opening posture, what does your body need to hear? Find that phrase that calms, self-soothes, which in time creates inner strength, the ability to face tough situations. So one more deep breath, you've got it. And then when you're ready, inhale and rise up. If you want, you can keep the foot with you. Bend both knees, and then we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh. So see if you can sit back in a chair, hug the ribs, roll the shoulders back, and inhale, arms rise when you're ready. So we're not here for long. So to find your alignment, I want you to push into the outer edge of your right foot. Feel yourself lifting the arch of the right foot. And then elongate by dropping the tail. One more deep breath, you've got it. And inhale, rise up. And exhale, let it go. So you did awesome. All right, let's flow to the mat. Inhale, lift. Thanking your body for all that it did. Exhale, dive down. Hands to shins or under the toes. Feel freedom as you rise to the flat back. Breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Knees bend, and we'll step the right leg back. And just allow yourself to drop your knees. So we're going to be in a kneeling lunge here. And then reposition. So we're going to find our same alignment principles again. So left heel underneath the knee, toes in line. But once you've found that, I want you to give yourself a little wiggle through the hips. So just move the hips side to side. And all you're seeking for is an opening in the right hip, since it's elongated in the back. And you can play with it a little bit. Maybe move around. Find what feels good. And then deepening, adding a little twist. We're going to start with the left arm going up. So you're just going to twist towards your left knee and then reach your arm up. So shoulders, spin them back. And notice what your right hip feels like. See if you like it or not. You can come back to start at any point. And now if you want to try for it, we're going to bend the back knee and then reach. So it's a monkey twist here. So you can hold on to your foot anywhere that feels okay. And the same alignment principles, even in that back foot. Can the line of your shin line up with your toes and your knee? Shoulders roll back. And if you like the wiggling, you can bring it back here. And each pose that you've been through is very different. Just like life, you're in some different situations often. So right here, how does your body feel in this moment? And what can you do to calm, to comfort, to give yourself permission to grow into who you're becoming? Everything belongs. Take one more deep breath. And then gently let your foot go if you did choose to get it. And we're going to bring the feet back so that you're in wide knee child's pose. So just separate your knees, take your hips back, and then allow your torso to rest. Take one deep breath with full permission to let go. And then coming into a reclined twist here, just take your left arm and thread it under the right, and then let your left ear go towards the mat. And you can really reach your right arm longer if that feels good, or you're welcome to put it on your back. And take a few deep breaths here. Just this gentle, gentle twist. And then one more deep breath in. And when you're ready, you can exhale and push your hands to lift your heart. So we're going to switch sides for our hips here. So bring your left knee in right under the hip, and then take your right leg forward. And take that heel far enough that it's in front of the knee again, so you have a nice alignment for your joint. And then reposition. You can lift, you can lower again. Find where it feels like it'll be a nice position for your body in this day. And then start to rock around. Just rock the hips enough that you feel little pockets of stretch in your left hip. And how's your breathing? Can you comfort your face, your shoulders, your jaw? And then when you're ready, come to a steady position. And we'll start with our right arm lifting. So inhale, lift your right arm. And exhale, take your shoulders back. And maybe you want to reposition again. How do you feel in this position? If you want the full monkey stretch, your right arm can reach back and your left knee can bend, or you can just rest your right arm on your back. And watch your front knee. Make sure it still lines up with the toes, no matter what they're doing. And rock around here if you like that feeling. Well, where could you soften? Where could you find freedom or create it? And take 2 or 3 more breaths. And when you feel like you've had enough, that you've really gotten out of it what you want, you can let your back foot fall if you have it. Hands back to center. And let's come to wide knee child's pose one more time. And this time, we're going to take the right arm and thread it under so the right ear goes towards the mat. And you can reach the left arm over your head as much as you like. And just breathe. And take about 2 more breaths. Again, in restorative poses, it might not feel like you're doing much. So remind yourself that every single moment of your life and your practice is worthy and beneficial. And then very gently, as you breathe, start to lift up. We're just going to come to sit. So sweep a leg forward until you feel like you can sit on the mat. So coming to cow face pose, a variation of it. Let's take our left leg on the mat first. And then the right leg can go in front. So just easy pose is what that's called. Or fire log, where you stack your feet and your toes. Or if you want cow face, you just start to wiggle your knees towards each other and your feet go out to the sides. So wherever you are, I want you to take your hands and walk your sit bones back. So that's going to get your tailbone in a nice place. And then feet in a way that it feels good. And you can even play with that alignment principle here. How are your toes lining up with your knees? Hands back to start. Inhale, reach up through the back of the neck. Exhale, melt your shoulders back to let your heart lift. Very gentle back bend. And then take 1 more breath and just notice if you feel free or thankful, anything that you want to hold in your mind. And then we're going to come forward and let's just do a gentle twist. So I want to take your left arm towards your right. So you're almost putting your knee into your left armpit. And then your right arm is going to lift up. Just take a breath or 2 here. And when you're ready, your right arm can just rest on your back. So you're almost in like this little twisted pretzel. Right arm to the back, left arm across to the right. And then where could you rest? What could you let go of? And where do you need permission to be exactly who you are? Take both arms out in front and allow yourself to have a forward fold over your bent knees. Chin tucked. And take a few more deep breaths, allowing yourself to be all that you are in this moment. And then when you're ready, very gently start to walk up, sitting nice and tall again. And just grateful for this. Take your hands wide so you can teepee your fingers on the mat. And then shoulders back, ribs in, and just a half circle with the head. So ear to shoulder, and then roll forward slow and steady to the other side. And then back to where you started. Awesome. Hopefully you feel like you're getting a nice massage today. We're going to switch legs. So you can undo yourself gently and put your right leg on the mat first. And then your left leg, where does it want to be? Easy pose in front, stacked for fire log, or knees coming a little closer. So once you pick where you want your feet, I want you to take your hands and walk your sit bones back again so that your spine can be in a nice alignment. Hands back, and inhale, lift through the back of the neck, nice and high. And take 2 more breaths, allowing yourself to sink into the mat and yet feel light through the heart. When you're ready to move, you can lean forward and take your right arm towards your left, and then lift your left arm up. And see what you could soften here, especially in moments or poses that feel awkward. Notice what reaction your body has and see if you can just soften. Add a little more freedom and kindness to your experience. Left arm can rest on your back when and if you like the way that feels. And then 2 or 3 more deep breaths, just allowing your body to rest into it. Reach your arms in front and round your spine heavily over the knees. And see if you can ground and sink your tailbone back. So you have 2 or 3 directions going on. Grounding back to lengthen the low back, head reaching forward, and then body weight sinking down. Take another deep breath, just allowing yourself to be. And then gently walk it up. And slightly different this time, arms again, let's teepee them out as wide as can be. Ribs gently hug in. Let your head come to your right. And then take your right hand and rest it on top without adding pressure. It's simply just the weight of your hand. And then your left hand, yeah, you can switch sides, doesn't matter which one. Just wiggle your left fingers out a little farther, or you can even play with rising and lowering your left arm. Just allow your neck to get that stretch there. Take another deep breath. Let your right arm relax. Take that half circle nice and slow all the way over to the left side. Shoulders back, ribs in. And then left hand will just rest on top of the head. And again, give yourself that relaxation, no effort here. Wiggle your right fingertips out as wide as you can. And if you want, you can rock the right arm up and down to get a little more of a dynamic stretch around your neck and where your shoulders connect. And last deep breath. And gently let it go. And if you want that half circle one more time, go for it. All right, you have done awesome. Think of everything you've done so far. So uncross your legs, nice and gentle. And make sure you have room to lay back. So we're going to turn to the short edge of the mat if you're not in that direction. And then feet out in front. Find the alignment, hips, knees, toes, same direction. So if you don't want any ab work, just go ahead and lay back. If you do, we're going to slide through boat to get to the mat. So hands can hold the back of the thighs or reach out, palms up so you feel free and gentle. Shoulders back, nice deep breath in. And then exhale, tuck your tail so that you can start to slowly roll back. So the tail tuck is fine here since we're rounding our spine, yeah. Now if you want to pause in the middle, you'll get that nice ab work. You can even lift the legs, 1 foot or both feet to get a full boat. So just take one deep breath, thankful for your body and all it's done. And then gently lower back. Awesome job. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes, get a full body stretch. So add some energy here. Let your hips open, your ribs open. You're in a little back bend. And then knees will come in towards the heart. And we're going to start with happy baby here. So feet to the ceiling, hold the inside or outside. And just allow yourself to rock or stay. And see how long you can feel head to tail. Even if your tail wants to round, that's okay. And give yourself 2 deep breaths where you have full permission to let go on the exhale. Take your left leg long on the mat, hug your right knee in. We're going to guide it up towards the left shoulder. So we're going to twist across the body, up nice and high today. So it's almost like you're hugging that knee towards you. And then right arm can go back, goalpost arms or arm long, and just look over to the right. And take a few deep breaths, really exhaling to massage your belly. Deepest twist so far. And you can also let go now for a couple breaths where you're just super soft, letting the body come a little bit out of it, but getting that twist and the benefits of it. And then gently come back to center. Bring both knees into your heart, extend the right leg and hug your left knee in nice and high. And then rock it over into the armpit of the right side. And turn over to your left. So goalpost arm or straight. And again, exhale. Hug the belly button to the spine. Let yourself wring out your waist. These are so good for our digestion, our back, so many things. And now become soft for 2 or 3 breaths and just be, allowing your body to benefit into the twist. And then as you come back this time, come to the center. We're going to come to Joyful Child's first. So lift your head, your hands, your hips all the way up to the sky. If you can touch your toes, your shins, your feet. And then really reach, reach, reach. You're making your back as long as possible into a rounded shape. And then exhale, lay the head down, lay the hips down. We'll take our hands right underneath the tailbone for legs up a wall. So now your legs are just soft and free. See if you can tuck your shoulder blades underneath you to get a little more opening in the heart. And can you take a deep exhale and allow your torso to sink? Allow yourself to have the miracle of this pose where you're just resting. This pose helps balance our emotions. It nourishes the joints in the lower half of the body. It helps your circulation. And it even helps with insomnia. So just allow yourself a miracle of rest in this position. To help, if it feels good, scan down your body inch by inch. Maybe start with the crown of the head. Scan through the face, the shoulders. And if there is something that you can soften, go ahead and soften it. And if not, simply surround that part of your body with love, connection, and grace. Very gently release the hands. And we'll take our knees out, feet together. So we're going to come to reclined cobbler's pose. Let your knees go down and out, feet to the mat. So your knees are open like a book. It can also be butterfly pose, star pose. There's a lot of words for it. If you want, you can take your arms overhead and hug your elbows to get that opening in the heart. Or if you want with me, you can take your hands to your belly, maybe one below the left side of your chest to see if you can feel your heartbeat. And as you breathe here, again, surrounding yourself with love, just give yourself a break. All the circumstances you have lived through have created who you are. And see the beauty in that. Everybody's human. And who you are right now is not only your best, but it is a sheer gift and miracle. And so just spend a moment or two just being grateful for this body, this spirit, all that it's done to walk you through every experience. Come to your most relaxing position. You can even stay in that one if you like that best today, but just find what your body wants to do. And then turn your shoulders under again so that your heart is open. And take a nice deep breath. Feel the connection of the entire back of your body, everywhere that you touch the ground. I want you to feel that. Coming into the physical grounding. And then using our awareness to create a calmer experience within ourselves. Next, I want you to notice every sound that you can pick up. And not holding on to any one, simply loosely observing, teaching yourself that you're allowed to just observe. You don't have to get worked up or have a response. And then exhale again into the grounding, into sinking into your mat. Now come physically into your body and notice the light sensations first. How many textures are against your skin? How many temperatures do you feel? Taste, smells? Any light or dark behind the eyelids? And just allow yourself again to observe, to be alive, and to not need to react. And then come back into that sinking grounding. Take an exhale, sink again. And slowly moving through your inner body. Feel inside your forehead. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, smooth the muscles, let them widen. And then take a deep breath and exhale, smooth the muscles behind the eyes, the cheeks, and the jaw. Feel the next inhale. And as you exhale, let your head sink back with weight so your neck can relax. Then take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the shoulders melt into the mat so your heart can widen and spread. Feel your next in-breath. And as you exhale, feel your arms and your hands and allow them to sink with weight and freedom. And then feel your next breath in. And as you exhale, let your back feel heavy and loose so that your belly can feel free. And then inhale. And allow your glutes to feel like you can sink back and your hips melt and widen. And then lastly, your next breath, exhale through the legs and feet, giving them permission to be free and relaxed. Let your mind land on your breath and notice how you're being breathed. For the next few moments, watch the miracle of your breath, each one unique, never lived again or before. So notice the way it lifts, that little change, and the way it lowers. And then it goes again. So over and over, for the next few moments, I simply want you to guide your mind back to your breath as soon as you're aware that it wandered to a thought or a feeling. Simply allowing yourself to learn how to rest. And then staying as you are. If it helped, bring that image of your best uncovered future self, you in all your glory, and just hold it in your mind for a moment. And then coming back to your body and you as you are right now. So, so grateful with a new kindness and a new calm. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. So thankful for them and that they're moving, and that your mind is able to think and make that happen. And then roll your wrists and your ankles to wake up your body a little closer to center. And then what would feel great next? Maybe you want to hug the knees or rock, or maybe you want to reach long or sway. Give yourself permission to keep listening to your body, building that relationship. And then roll to one side in your own time. Nice deep breath. Take one more, just thankful for this body and that the ground is holding you. You're allowed to just be. And then gently press to sit up, nice and tall. And we will finish with a deep breath all together as one. So inhale, reach up. And exhale, namaste. So thank you so much for doing this. I truly hope it helps you feel stronger, calmer, and just more like yourself. You did awesome.